That snaps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
we can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
Next thing, man. What are we talking about now? Apparently, Lexi Brown and Erica Wheeler, they discussed about how bad, quote unquote, the WNBA was before Caitlin, 1997 to 2003 BC. It's so dramatic. Shout out to Caitlin Clark Soldier for clipping this up. Shout out to Players TV. And this is a Players TV original called Easy Buckets with Erica Wheeler and who's that? JT? And JT. Shout out to JT. All right, this is my first time watching this, and hopefully this is good promo for their show. I'll check it out after this because I was unaware of this show until just now. So yeah, I'm about to watch this.
I got to be with those women up close and personal. I was in practices. I was at shoot-arounds. I was in the locker room.
That's a great experience, though.
So you was able to get a real close view of what it was like to be a WNBA player at that time.
Yeah, and it was like not glamorous at all. But I was a kid, so to me, I thought it was like the most amazing thing ever.
Right.
But when you have conversations with like Taj and stuff like that, they're like, "That's a mess." It was bad. It was a mess. Yeah. But we still talk about like how the league was like 6-7 years ago. We have like things like, I can't believe we was doing this. We was sharing rooms.
No, we was definitely sharing rooms. I was just telling Natalie and Tom, I was like, bro, we really was sharing rooms and you was talking in your sleep before games. Like you didn't even know that. You was talking in your sleep.
You gotta leave room to get on FaceTime with their boo.
You gotta leave out the room.
Sitting in the lobby at midnight. I got to be with those women up close and personal. I was in practices.
That's funny. I ain't gonna hold you. That's true though. Like I think I want to say this about the whole Caitlin Clark situation. So it's true that the WNBA has changed a large part. Like it expedited a lot of its plans that they announced and stuff like that years before because of the WNBA fan base on Twitter putting the pressure on Kathy Engelbert and the previous commissioner as well and stuff like that. Like they need this, and the players, the Brittany Griners, the Skylar Diggins Smiths, making those public pleas on a consistent basis. We need jets, we need charters, we need better accommodations. We need this. This is Breonna Stewart is a huge vocal, proponent of better conditions in the WNBA and has been for years. Diana Taurasi has been huge. Sue Bird has been huge. All of these players, that entire generation, it's just like, we need this. This needs to be. So they said they were working towards it. And I think Caitlin Clark, the arrival of Caitlin Clark and Brittany Griner coming back from her stint in Russia, both of those things made it like expedite the process. Okay, you guys are getting charter. You guys are getting this. You guys are getting that. You guys are getting that. Because Caitlin was a celebrity and is a celebrity that the league has just never seen. Like the force of nature and her celebrity and how big she is. At the same time, like everybody is saying, or a lot of other people are saying, the reason why Caitlin is so big is because of how big Angel is and the kind of clashing between them. And you can kind of deny it, try to deny it and everything like that. Caitlin did it because of hard work. And that sounds amazing. That sounds beautiful. The American story of a hard worker coming from a small town and a small state in Iowa and the Midwestern and working her way up the ranks and earning her spot as the top dog in the WNBA and women's basketball and changing the game and being, who she is. That sounds amazing. At the same time, you have to acknowledge the elephant in the room that this is indeed America. And I know I lost a lot of people there and a lot of people done thumbs down the video and you typing up the comments right now calling me. I get it. But there's a reason why Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf is a big story right now. There's a reason why the largest fights in America are between a black guy and a Latino, a black guy and an Asian, or a black guy and a white guy, or a black woman and a white woman, or a white woman versus Latino, or a white woman versus Asian. There's a reason why those are the biggest fights that everybody wants to see. There's a reason why, like, the debates are what they are in politics when the demographics are different. There's always just an underlying thing in this country, with the history of the country that remains there and it's going to be there, and it just is what it is. So with the race theory and the race dynamic and things of that sort, it heightened the I don't know, what do you say? It heightened the visibility, that's the word I wanted to say, of both Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark and women's basketball in general. Both of them had their own motion before the game and before that moment, but it went to a whole new level with that entire clash and the championship game, and then Angel doing this. It changed everything. It changed everything for sure. So at the same time, I feel like a lot of proponents of people on the Angel side or the people on the anti-Caitlin side have gone over the top and discrediting Caitlin for what she's done and who she is and how good of a player she is. It's like, because like they try to make it sound like Caitlin is just overrated trash. And Caitlin is not overrated trash. Caitlin is hard. Caitlin is a great player. She's one of the better guards in the league. She's one of the better players in the league. And she had one of the better rookie seasons in WNBA history. And her impact on the game is something that the game has never seen before. That is undeniable. Even at the Pacers game today, right? The Pacers game, NBA playoffs, she gets the largest ovation. Like her games, the Fever games, probably it'd be see, I don't know, because I don't watch a lot of Pacers games, or at least this year I haven't watched a lot of home Pacers games. But from what I've seen with the Fever last season, I would guess that the Fever's crowd, the intensity, the loud, electricity in the building of the field house, at least rivals, if not, has been better than what it's been for the Pacers. That's something that folks haven't seen like on a consistent basis in the W versus the WNBA. That's something folks have never seen before. And that's Caitlin Clark, bro. You know what I'm saying? I seen it for myself when she came to Atlanta. Like, it's undeniable. You know what I'm saying? And I think the noise was so loud that a lot of the players and a lot of the people, you know, longtime loving members of the women's basketball community, they were just like tired of hearing about it, because it's like the game was great and the game did have motion and the game was moving in the right place and the game did have popular players. And it's like when all the credit and attention is going to one player, I get why some folks are like, oh, you know what I'm saying, to the point where they might try to discredit the person and say that, blah, blah, blah. But I think sometimes they take it overboard just to kind of balance it out. And I feel like there can be a happy medium of like, yes, Caitlin Clark is really good. She's one of the better players in the league. And she expedited a lot of the changes that needed to happen for a long time in the women's basketball space to accommodate those players. At the same time, the W was already great and it was moving in a place, the direction that it needed to be. And Caitlin isn't the best player in the league. She's one of the best, but she isn't the best player in the league. And it's okay to acknowledge both of those things. I think that's a fair middle ground that I don't know, but what is neutrality or middle ground or anything like that these days? I feel like everything has to be so absolute to get people to pay attention, because it's like if 100 YouTube channels, I'll just keep it a buck, right? If 100 YouTube channels are going to upload a video about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese today just to get some clicks, what's going to get the clicks, right? Is it going to be like Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, two of the WNBA's better players? Is that going to get the clicks? Or is Angel Reese said Caitlin Clark sucks? Angel Reese is the worst rebounder in WNBA history. She's the most overrated double-double player. And Caitlin Clark is the greatest shooter in WNBA history. You know what I'm saying? What is going to get what is going to get the most clicks? He said Alexis Brown. I don't know who Alexis Brown is. Does she do videos? I'll pull it up right now. Hold on, I'm looking it up. Alexis Brown. So it's like, what's going to get the most clicks? What's going to get the most clicks is the second thing I said, the extremes. It's like the reason why, Stephen A., he always kind of, they see the money side, and that's a sad part on the journalism side. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's like, yeah, they see the money side and things of that sort, and for the sake of just the kind of purity of the art of journalism and things of that sort, it makes like it matters. At the same time, it's like, oh, he said Lexi Brown. Alexis Brown. Oh, okay. I looked up Alexis Brown and everything like that. I didn't know her name was Alexis. Like I always just knew Lexi. Okay, because Lexi from here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not here. I'm not even at home, but she from like Atlanta. Like, well, she claimed Atlanta for she went to high school there, stuff like that. But yeah. You had me looking up Alexis Brown on YouTube, everything like that. Anyways, going back to it. So Stephen A, he always brags about First Take having the best ratings and stuff like that. You can say what you want, but I bring ratings to the network of ESPN. First Take, #1 running show for the blah. We're the #1 sports show on network television and have been for the past decade. You know what I'm saying? He does that entire rundown, right? But what is the show? Like, what has he had to apologize for the past month, right? Just extreme takes, because every take has to be extreme to get people to pay attention to the show. Like, Marcus Morris had to say, what did he say? He said, like, Luka wasn't better than Jimmy, but he said something crazy, like, Luka's not better than Jamal Murray. He said something like that was just like, huh? But that's the entire show of First Take that goes viral. Is just like so extreme, out of the park. Like, the most viral clip in First Take history is probably Max Kellerman saying that game on the line, give me Andre Iguodala. Like, you know what I'm saying? Universe in the hand, that's just a show. But with that, Stephen A said that the Phoenix Sun owner and the Mercury owner, what's his name? Matt Ishba or Ishaba, whatever his name is. I mean, salute to the man. Your name matters, everything like that. I apologize for that. But Matt, the owner Matt, he says he's the worst owner in sports history, or he's the worst owner in NBA history. And he said, dang, it's crazy Stephen A say that, but I ain't no one, you ain't never had no racist allegations on my name. He said, how I'm worse than Donald Sterling. Donald Sterling said, hey, get that N-word off the court. Why are you sitting next to that N-word? He talking about Magic Johnson. You would think he was just talking about a random gang member in LA the way he was talking to old girl. He's talking about Urban Magic Johnson, bro. One of the best business sportsmen the game has ever seen, sports has ever seen, the world has ever seen, and plus one of the greatest top 10 NBA player, basketball player, people to ever touch a basketball ever. That's how he was talking about Magic Johnson, bro, in LA. He called him an N-word. And he said that he was like in the same ballpark as Donald Sterling, which is crazy. So then Stephen A had to come back the next day. Matt, I'm sorry for comparing you to Donald Sterling. I certainly didn't mean that you were connected to. And this impersonation is not being raised, by the way, of doing a black accent, I promise. I didn't mean for that to come across as, you are in the same vein of being racist and being a bigot and all the off the court things with Donald Sterling. What I was referencing was the basketball team hasn't been winning, like, you know what I'm saying? And he did the whole thing, and he's like, I don't apologize about that. And he had to do the tough guy thing at the end of the segment. And then he brings up LeBron, and then Molly's like, please don't bring up LeBron again. Let's just leave that alone. It's tiring, bro. But it's like, in this day of age, when you got 1 million YouTube channels, 1 million Twitter channels, 1 million it's like folks feel like they have to say, this is the worst thing of all time. This is the best thing of all time. With every single thing, bro. It's crazy. Like, why can't things just be better than average? Why can't things be average and that not be an insult? Why can't things be slightly below average instead of trash? So that's my entire take on the Caitlin Clark discussions and all of those things. So yeah. He said, I feel like, please stop calling the girl Alexis Nathan. I feel like Alexis will say something, then retreat and not like she didn't say anything wrong. Shout out to Lexi Brown, bro. That's the homie for sure. Lexi, I think Lexi has a lot of appeal in media. I don't know what her major was at Maryland and Duke. I don't know if it was media and communications. If it was, like, it just makes sense. I know she's kind of like always trended towards in her career on the side, like even before Gilbert Arenas and stuff like that, she was doing the vlogs. She was like the first WNBA player for real in her time to do the vlogs. I don't know if people won't give her that credit, but like before the bubble, when a couple other players started doing it, shout out to Ariel Powers, shout out to Monique Billings started doing it when she got into the league. Lexi Brown was doing it, bro, from like her rookie year in like 2017-ish and stuff like that. So she's always kind of been in media. But the thing about it is, like, Lexi, I feel like she has the look. She has the resume of being a WNBA player, a standout former college basketball player at Duke and Maryland, and then being the daughter of a NBA veteran, and kind of like in ways, you know, how you look at it, an NBA legend and D Brown, you know, the guy that did this in the dunk contest and playing for, you know, Boston and stuff like that. So she has just a lot of things that work for her in the story of coming into media. And then on top of that, she's just like an opinionated person. And so, like, it's like, okay, you're opinionated and you have a look and you have the credentials to be speaking on basketball. So it's like, she's kind of made for media, in my opinion. She's made for media. So yeah, she be saying some wild stuff just because, like, I feel like anybody who says a lot in public, you're gonna say something that is wild. Like, right? So you just on this channel, like, in the past couple of weeks, like, I've said a lot because I've gone live a lot and stuff like that. So saying a lot is a lot of things that people are upset with. Some people are upset with what I said, but I think it's just a part that comes with the gig. I think Nathan, for those of y'all who might not know, reason why he's calling her Alexis and saying she's gonna say something and do this, he might be upset that she left Maryland and she continues to, like, kind of poop on the Maryland programs. Shout out to my dog, Big Nate. All right, next thing, man. I'm about to move on to back to music with this Kendrick situation.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon, you want one quick question? We can't ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.